Hi, and welcome to Shortstop Jackson on real estate and money here on YouTube. This episode, we're going to talk about picking out a property manager to handle your property needs, property management. So here we go. We're going to get started. It's really important to be very clear when you're looking for a property manager exactly how they handle business. There are different ways that property managers handle business. There are companies where you have a different person in charge of a different category. Maybe one person does evictions, maybe another person collects the rent, another person deals with the maintenance. Or is it just a single person that handles everything? But it's important for you to know exactly how they run their business. I myself personally prefer dealing with one person and a company that is really just one person. I'm not as comfortable when you give me a company name and phone number and I don't know who's going to answer, I don't know who does what, and every 3 months it changes around. I want somebody that will answer to me every time I talk to them, and that's who I'm hiring. I'm really hiring and trusting that person to do all areas of the property management that are necessary. So you can decide for yourself what's good for you. But it's important that you know exactly how they manage properties and exactly what you're dealing with. If it's a company of multiple people or if it's one person, it's important. You want to speak to many references. I would suggest between 3 and 5 references. You make a list of questions that you're going to ask every single one of those clients of theirs. And you go through in detail every one of those questions and write down the answers and really feel like you put the energy and time and thought into good questions and making a good decision about who you're hiring to manage your property. You want to hear how they resolve problems, because there's going to be problems with your tenants, there's going to be problems with your property, and there may be problems with you and the manager. So you want to feel comfortable that you're dealing with professional people that are competent and that are full-time available to deal with your property. Because the reason you're hiring them is that you're not available full-time to deal with it, and you want somebody that is professional there to represent you in the best possible way. Something else that's important around this is you want to make sure that you're hiring a company that does not also manage maybe your competitor. Maybe you have 12 units apartments, okay? I once had a property where there were 11 units. And the management company I hired also had other properties in the area. And I don't know if they exactly did what I'm going to warn you about, but it's important that you understand and know that it's not happening. Sometimes a property manager gets, like, say when they re-rent the property, they may take the first month's rent as the re-rental fee, and then they're charging 10% a month or whatever it is monthly. But they usually get some bonus, some extra money when they rent the apartment that was vacant. And what you need to be concerned about is that there's not 12 units here and 12 units there, and they just keep churning tenants back and forth between these properties and getting this vacancy bonus each time. You want to know that they're not sending your good tenants down the street to a property they own or their brother owns. And you want to know that they're not bringing bad tenants into your property just so they can get a bonus and a victim and 4 months later do the same thing over again. So it's really important that you feel confident and comfortable and that you're dealing with honorable people that are disclosing to you. Maybe they do have some other properties in the area, and I would ask them. I would say, how many other properties do you have within 2, 3, 5 miles of here? And ask them about those properties, and ask for those owners to talk to as reference too, and just feel comfortable and clear that there's no churning going on here, that they're just, have a revolving door of tenants in and out, and they don't really care how much rent is collected and how good your tenants are. Okay, and once you have made the decision to hire them, and maybe even the day before you decide, make some phone calls. Call at 10:30 at night from a phone number that's unknown to them. and call maybe their business number as well as their personal number. See what happens and see what kind of response time it takes for people to get back to you. Get a friend to leave a message saying, I'm looking for an apartment to rent in this neighborhood, and and see if the person calls them back and answers their phone call and responds or not. It might be relevant to you, and it might make an impression on whether or not you're happy with what they're doing with their return phone calls. And lastly, always check the numbers. Always check the statements that you get every month. Really, it's important that you demand some sort of a monthly statement that shows all the expenses, all of the rents coming in, and any kind of maintenance issues. Explain what they cost and what they were, and you'll be the one that will set with them whether or not they get your permission to do. Usually for myself, I tell them if it's more than $200, I want to hear about it. I want to be involved in the decision to fix it and how we're going to fix it. If it's something for $49 or something small, you don't have to contact me. You can just do it. The lock gets broken off in the key thing, and it's a rush thing, and they have to deal with it. So they don't have to find me to tell them, yes, you have to deal with it. But if it's something that's going to be, we need a new air conditioner, we need new flooring, something that's a big thing, I want the opportunity to know about it, to hear about. Maybe I have some flooring already stored away somewhere else that I can bring to that property before they go buy something that I don't even need to replace something. So you'll make those decisions as necessary. But it's really important every month to check the statements, make sure the numbers line up, make sure you're comfortable, make sure you're being represented well with your tenants and they're treating your tenants well. You really want your tenants taken care of and to feel like you care about them and you're concerned about their homes and their property, and that you're doing everything you can to give them the best place you can for them to live. They're trading you. You have a marriage here. They're trading you their money for you to give them the best possible place to live. It needs to be a fair and equitable trade, and each party needs to feel good about it. So it's important that your property manager also has that attitude, that the customer is paying all the bills here, and they need to be taken care of, and they need to get phone calls returned, and they need to feel like they're important and their situation is important to everyone. I hope you learned some things from this today. Push the like button, subscribe. I'll be posting more videos about being a landlord, and hopefully you're learning things. And if you have comments that you think would also add to this discussion, please put them in the comments below. And have a great day as a landlord.